Hi everyone, welcome to today's Vard Wonder Wednesday for February 27th, 2019. Can you believe we are almost to March? I just can't believe 2 months have already almost gone by. So today I'm using the Well Said stamp set again. I used it in last week's video, but I'm using it in this one too. I just can't get enough of this stamp set. So if there's anything you buy out of the annual catalog, let it be this stamp set. It's fantastic. You can use it for every occasion. So this card I'm going to show you is one of the very few cards that I've make that doesn't have any dimensionals on it. And if you watch me, you know the dimensionals are the little foam pop-up adhesive dots that I use. But I thought I would do a fun little whimsical card, and I saw this idea on Pinterest, and right now, oh my gosh, I should have wrote her name down. She had something similar with these little circle dots and a floral background, but hers paper was completely different. But I just thought it was a cute idea, and I thought I would go ahead and do it. When I get this video done, I will put in the comments who it was inspired by, and also probably just in the title of it as well, so everyone knows this is not an original idea. I borrowed it, but I thought it was a really cute, fun card to do. I love the combination of the colors. It's just bright and sunny. You could use it as a birthday card or just a hi, how are you card, but the sentiment on the front says you make me smile. So I just thought it was really cute. I'm gonna set that here while we're working on the card. And the first thing we'll do is just use a piece of Bermuda Bay. And of course I cut it with the regular size that I always cut it to fit into, I believe it's the A2 size envelope. Maybe it's A4, I'm not sure. Hang on, I lost my silly little folding. My bone folder. So, all right, I'm just gonna press down as hard as I can on this to get a good crease because I'm not getting a very good crease. There we go. There we go. Much better crease, actually. I kind of made it crooked. Let me start again. See, everybody does this. I do this. That's why I need my bone folder, and I see it now. It's over here by my other things. All right, so always start in the center with your bone folder, and then I need to pull that back up again. Sometimes folding a card is not as easy as it sounds, right, ladies and gentlemen? Trying to get it, I want my edges even on this, so that's why I gotta hold it tight. Press down in the center, then go out from that, and then you won't have a card that's all sideways. We'll put that right in the front. So there we go. So the next step is super easy. I cut a piece of paper that is 5 1/4 by 4 inches wide, and this is out of the paper that comes in the Tea Room Specialty Designer Series paper. So you get a lot of paper in this pack of paper. This is also in the annual catalog. It is one of my favorites. I always say this about everything. I think everything in the catalog is my favorite. But what I like about this is you've got a lot of different prints, and on the back you have just something geometric like this, the stripes, or something a little different, so you can use it for everything. But I love the shape of these flowers on here. If anyone knows what kind of flowers they are, go ahead and comment on it, and I will check these comments later to see if anyone knew what flowers they are, because I don't know what kind of flowers they are. I used my 2 1/4 inch circle punch and my 2-inch circle punch to cut these circles from the Bright Designer Series paper, and that paper comes in the 6x6 pack. This paper is fantastic because you get 4 sheets of each, and they all have polka dots and stripes, but you either get the polka dot with the lighter color, of the same color, Daffodil Delight for this color, or you get these little white polka dots and white stripes on the other side of the paper. So starting with these dots, I just went ahead and put some adhesive on the back. And for this front one on the bottom, I kind of put it off center like that, and in just a second we will cut that off so we don't have that excess piece. And I did the same at the top. We're going to cut that little piece off at the top, and then this 2-inch circle I just put on the left hand side of the card. Now you can put them in any order that you wanted to, but I just kind of liked this order. And once you open your card, you can just take your snips or whatever scissors you're using and just trim those off. Now, I wouldn't use my paper trimmer just because there is adhesive on the back of these, and you don't want to get that adhesive on your paper trimmer. If you get adhesive on these scissors, it's easier to clean it off using an alcohol wipe or something. Just be careful that you don't get your fingers cut, just do it gently with the alcohol wipes to clean them. And the next thing I did was I took a piece of Whisper white paper and I used the Bermuda Bay ink, and we're gonna stamp Make Me Smile in that Bermuda Bay ink onto the white paper, and then I cut that out. And it doesn't have to be straight on this paper, it can be crooked or it doesn't matter because you're going to cut it out anyway, so you don't have to put too much stress into making sure it's straight on that little piece of Whisper white paper, because we're just going to trim around it with the paper snips and get all of it. So it's basically there's not really much white left is how we're going to do it. And what I like about cutting them this size is it just gives you a little bit of something on your paper that doesn't have a little frame around it, but it just, I don't know, I think I just like the way it looks. So I'm just going to set that aside until I bring my word U that I cut using on Flirty Flamingo paper using the well-written dies that come in the Well Said stamp bundle if you get the bundle. And I'm just going to use some of the Tombow glue on the back of that. I need to get some of the adhesive sheets from Stampin' Up so I can show you how well those work with these intricate cut dies like this. But I haven't ordered them yet, and so I'm just going to stick with my glue until I do order them. So the first step is I'm just going to stick this on first. And that laid pretty flat, so I don't need to put anything on top of it to hold it down. And then this Make Me Smile, I'm just going to use a little bit of adhesive on the back of that from the snail. And you might end up with a little bit on your background paper. I just always just rub like that until it balls up and rub it off so you don't stick your card to your paper. But this Make Me Smile, if it doesn't quite fit, just move it over so it goes over the tail of that Y. It's still gonna look cute, even if it's going over the tail of the Y a little bit. But I like to bring it right to the edge of the card. And I also used the Bitty Blooms punch, this cute little, I would call it a daisy punch. And I punched out 6 little flowers, and 3 are going to go out on the outside of the card, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with the other 3 at the end. And then I used, of course, my glue dots, because for me they're the easiest for sticking smaller items like this, and I just like to take my roll and stick them right on there. And then you've got all of them on there. Just pull them off one by one. Adhere them to where you want on your card. You can put them anywhere you want. You don't even have to put them on the circles if you don't want, but I just thought that's where they look the best. So after I got those on there, I was kind of hemming and hawing because I wasn't sure if I wanted to add any dimension to the card, because as I said, I haven't used any foam dimensionals on this card, but I thought maybe after I put some twine around it, I would use some of these little wooden flowers that are part of the butterfly elements. They are part of the free Celebration item. Celebration catalog right now. They are a free Celebration item with a $50 order. You get the butterflies and the flowers and some little leaf stems and things in it. So I thought, well, you know what? I think I'm going to use some of those flowers. So first I took a glue dot and just put that right there on that flower, just anywhere on that flower really. And I'm going to stick some of the linen thread to that, and I'm going to wrap around the card and come back, just going right across that glue dot again, and kind of make a strand of 3. And then I'm just going to stick all of those pieces directly to that glue dot so they stay there, and trim it off. Then I took these little flowers, and I took the biggest of the three because there's a bigger size and a smaller size, as you can see. The bigger is in the right hand here. And now that I have a glue dot on that, I'm going to stick it right over that exact spot on that twine. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of these small flowers. Sometimes they don't stick as quick as you think they're going to, and you really have to press to get that glue dot stuck on there. And then just stick that flower right on to your paper with that glue dot. And so I thought instead of using dimensionals, I would use a wood element to get that dimension on my card, because we know I like dimension. I'm always adding something. And I used my Calypso Coral blend to color them in. So that's what's fun about these wooden elements, is you can color them with the blends markers, and they color really, really nicely. So you can make them any color you want. You don't have to leave them the natural wood color, although you can do that too. It's just up to you. But I thought they would look cute colored in that Calypso Coral to match the paper, what's already there. The next little item that I put on the front were these super cute from the Iridescent Sequins assortment. And I just added 3 little dots of Tombow where I wanted to put those sequins. Put those on there, and then I use my Take Your Pick tool to pick up whichever color you want. I think on this card I'm going to use some blue color, some of these blue colored ones, and then drop them down. And then just straighten them out to make sure they're laying the way you want them to lay on your card. And sometimes it's easier if you just dump some of the sequins out to find what you're looking for, but I didn't feel like dumping them out today. And I just want to straighten it so they're, when I mail this, it'll be easier to keep it flat in the envelope, even though I have the other flowers on there. Now the end of this Take Your Pick tool is really sticky, so sometimes it's hard to get those little sequins off. But that's also what's great about it, because you know you're not going to lose the little piece of whatever you're moving onto the card. So the next step would be to put a piece of Whisper White on the inside of the card, and I cut it the same size as I cut the Designer Series paper for the front, so it's 5 1/4 by 4. And so just gonna add some adhesive to that. And now this year is my year of no naked cards, although I think last week on my video I forgot to show you what I put on the inside of the card, so I just posted a photo of it. But it's already sticking, so it's, my little piece is going to be a little bit crooked, but that's okay. So I got my Whisper White there, and now I have these 3 pieces on the inside. Now, because I crisscrossed them, it's not really a big deal. But instead of stamping, I'm going to decorate with some Flirty Flamingo flowers on the inside that I cut with the daisy stamp. I thought it would just be something a little bit different for this card, because this card reminds me of someone younger, like a teenager or something, maybe for a girl's birthday card, or just to say, hey, thinking about you. And I just randomly placed the little flowers holding down the strands of linen thread. And then I think actually I'm just going to put that one right there, right on the center of those 2. So in this one I put them a little different, and this one, because my strands didn't cross on the inside, I just had 3 even spaced lines. I guess I just wasn't thinking when I was wrapping my twine this time, but it still looks really cute on the inside, and it's something fun. And I should have waited to make sure my sequins were dried and stuck down before I did that, because I moved that one, but it's still wet, so it should stay. But thank you for watching today's One Card Wonder Wednesday for February 27th, 2019. And I hope to see you next week when I do another fun One Card Wonder Wednesday for the first Wednesday in March. So have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye.